So the Ravens get it done at home in Foxborough, 37 to 26, taking down Mac Jones and the Patriots. I'm still a little bit under the weather, but here we go. I'm gonna do my best right now. So, post-game recap. Welcome back. So the Ravens got a bounce back win. Like I said before, after last week's disaster. And first off, let's go through the stats. Let's go through the stats real quick. Lamar Jackson through the air, 18 out of 29, 218 yards, 4 passing touchdowns. He had a 1 pick, which looked like a miscommunication, I can say. He had a 62 completion percentage, by the way. Sacked 4 times. 107 yards and 11 rushes. Leads the team in that category. Averaged 9 yards per carry. The run game looking much prettier today. Justice Hill, 6 rushes, 60 yards. Not bad. J.K. Dobbins in his return. 7 rushes, 23 yards, 3.3 yards per carry. And he has 2 receptions for 17 yards. That's pretty much it. Receiving wise, Mark Andrews, 8 receptions for 89 yards, 2 touchdowns, including one that was a absolute moss on Devin McCourty. The other one was a shovel pass. Rashad Bateman, who had a bit of a down game. He lost a fumble, but he still had 2 receptions for 59 yards. Devin Duvernay, 25 yards, 1 TD, 2 receptions. Patrick Card had 12 yards and 1 reception. Josh Oliver got a touchdown, 2 receptions, 8 yards as well. And special teams, Tucker mixed. He missed an extra point. He made every single one of the others. Devin Duvernay had 1 kick return only and 2 punt returns. That's a total of 80 yards of return. His longest was 43 yards. Jordan Stout had 3 punts, 133 yards in total, averaging 44 yards per punt. Defensively, Josh Bonds led the team in tackles. He had a pick as well. Marlon Humphrey had a pick. We forced 3 interceptions on Mac Jones. Marcus Peters had the 3rd one. And Cal Hamilton has a forced fumble. So 4 fumbles. 4 fumbles for turnovers. My bad. Forced by the defense in that game. So first off, let's talk about the offense. So the offense, it again went by the passing game. Passing game again outgained the run game. Lamar was sharp. Lamar played very sharp in terms of passing. He had that 1 mistake, which was the interception. But again, it looked like a miscommunication. We really don't know what's going on there. But man, it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. But went again by the passing game. Run game had an improvement. I think Dobbins, he really had an impact. And I came into this game with the thought that everything he does in this game is a bonus. because he just came back from a major injury. So you really expected him to not be back for to not be fully back for a bit, because he has to get back into football. But he had a few good plays there and here. But I'm really impressed. Justice Hill as well. He had a decent game. He finally found his vision after being absolutely, he's been using the run game more this year, but hasn't been inspiring. For this game, he's been good. He's broken out for a few runs. He averaged 10 yards per carry. So good for him. Credit when it's due. But we want to see more of this, by the way. So, defensively, it was okay. All right, it was okay. First off, about the secondary. Oh, and by the way, let me go back to the offense real quick. Offensive line started off very bad and ended strong. I forgot to talk about them. We lost McCary. Patrick McCary is going to be out. It's a severe. No, wait a sec. It's not. Yeah, it's not a severe ankle sprain. It's a low ankle sprain, and it really didn't suffer any major damage, but his status is going to depend on his recovery. And now, what we have now, the pressure is really on Stanley. But here's the thing, though. Daniel Filele came up for him, replaced McCary during that game, and he hasn't been bad for the most part, actually. But it was very, very tough for McCary at the start. He was absolutely getting lit up. He was getting absolutely lit up by Dietrich Wise, or it was him who lined up on his left. I think it's him. But it was very, very brutal. It was extremely brutal in the first half, especially. But he really picked it up. And for the rest of the game, he looked like he could be very, very good right away. And that's something I did not expect from Filele at all. I did not expect him to be good right away, because again, he was seen as a developmental tackle, so he wasn't supposed to start right away. And he was kind of thrown in the fire, and he showed it in the beginning, but he really picked it up. And I like it. So that's what you like to see for our future right there. Our future at tackle. But yeah. For the rest of the line, hasn't been too bad. Linderbaum has been improving as well. You have also Ben Powers. He's been pushed a few times. He's again. You pretty much get what you expect. But yeah, I mean, Linderbaum's improvement has been insane. Honestly, you really cannot say good enough things about him. about how well he played. So hats off to him because he's had his struggles in the first few weeks. But yeah, uh, again, fullback wise, yeah, Patrick Ricard, he's been doing his thing. He had that massive block. But honestly, overall for the offensive line, it hasn't been it hasn't been too bad. It really showed some struggles. Uh, you had Powers who was Linderbaum was very good, like I said. Falele is showing a lot of potential to be a great tackle in this league. But man, honestly, I'm satisfied. Receivers, I forgot to talk about them too. Receiving core was very unused in the first half, and he came alive in the second. Duvernay again is Himothy. He continues doing his thing when given the opportunity. Bateman. Bateman has had a bad game. He fumbled the ball. And yeah, man, it's been a down game for him. He still had 60 something yards. I think he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be totally fine. Mark Andrews kept doing his thing. Again, he's making a good case for being better than Kittle. Honestly, I might say now him and Kelsey are the two best tight ends in the league. But offensively, good game again. We scored 37 points. Greg Roman play calling. He's had his struggles, but overall solid game. You know, solid game. I mean, he has no excuses to be an idiot. And he still has been an idiot for like a few moments in this season again. He hasn't had a full game where he hasn't been an idiot. He really hasn't had two halves in a row where it's like good, solid play calling. He's had his brain farts at any moment. And this game, it was in the first half. And in the Dolphins game, it was in the second half. In the Jets game, it was in the first half. So we need to see more consistency. But overall, it's solid. You know, he's been okay so far. So, yeah. Offensively, good game. Defensively. Again, another interesting game. But this time around, we were able to force turnovers. This defense is looking a lot like last year's Cowboys defense, where you're allowing a lot of yards, but you're forcing a lot of turnovers. So it could be a positive or negative thing if you just take it as you want, honestly. But yeah, man. The pass rush, non-existent. It's a big issue. Hopefully JPP can help. But Justin Houston got injured last game. With the severity of it, or if he's gonna miss any time, I would really not be surprised if he was on the injury report this week against the Bills, and he's questionable and he might not play. And it's like Owe has not been all that good. He hasn't lived up to what we expected from him so far this year. And with the guy who outplayed him so far, who may be out, could be out, it could apply a lot of pressure on Owe now. And JPP, you do not know what we're going to get from him. He's been recovering from an injury all offseason, and last year it wasn't all that good, even though he was injured. So you don't know exactly what you're going to get from him. It's not going to be worse. It's not. It's not going to be much worse than what it is right now. But you still don't know. So until Bowser comes back, if Houston misses some time, we're gonna have Oweh as Edge 1 officially, probably. So I'm gonna apply a lot of pressure where he already wasn't doing all that. But yeah, the pass rush has been non-existent. And this is why we have quarterbacks going for a lot of yards. Because Mac Jones is going to have all day. He's going to have all day. And the times we got pressure, the only times we got pressure, bad things happened for him. Bad things were happening for him when we got pressure. And it was rare. It was very, very rare. This pass rush needs to be addressed. And it's really urgent. It's really urgent. Secondary, more interesting here. Because again, if you're not Marcus Peters, if you're a corner who isn't named, Marcus Peters or Marlon Humphrey, you need to step up your game. Jalen Armour-Davis has been absolutely burnt toast this year as a rookie. I mean, he's had good plays there and here. You know, he hasn't completely trashed, but he's been lit up a decent amount of times. It has to stop. He needs to pick it up a bit, okay? Pepe's been fine, I guess. You know, he's a rookie. They're both rookies. You can't really expect that. One thing teams are really good at doing, that players have really been good at doing, even the Dolphins, taking advantage of the horrible matchups. Mike McDaniel, that's a McDonald problem. You cannot have these matchups. The matchups have been bad. I mean, last game, you had Tyreek Hill on rookies, but we had both our corners both out in the fourth quarter. So we can get a pass for that. But again, their best receiver on Jalen Armour-Davis, he was cooking. And then the second you have him on Marlon Humphrey, it's a pick. Again, it's really not a coincidence here. It's not a coincidence. If Marlon was on him all game, he wouldn't have had the game he had. He wouldn't be lighting it up the way he did. He would not be having, 156 yards in 5 receptions and averaging 30 yards per reception. Nah. It really wouldn't be the case at all. At all. Just it shouldn't have been so the corners, Humphrey and Peters, their value keeps going up. In this game, you saw Peters doing a little bit more. He got a pick, but in this game, you saw more Marcus Peters things than the week before. So he's really coming back. But Marlon Humphrey, his value in the past 2 weeks has went up. Skyrocketed. And again, his play, he's looking like the Marlon Humphrey we know. Safety-wise, Marcus Williams, he didn't get a pick this game, but he kept doing his thing. Kai Hamilton, he's had a good bounce-back game after the few mistakes he made in the Dolphins game. Again, he took everything he's been told. All the casuals were calling him a bust ever since he got burnt on that drill in training camp. Man. and he took it, and he forced a fumble, and that was game sealing. The most important play in the game. It wasn't a big play the Ravens were going to give as well. Nelson Aguilar was going for big yardage, and then he came from behind, chased him down. He used that 4.7 speed, punched the ball out. Marcus Peters recovers. Lamar goes on and seals the game with a touchdown of his own. So, again, you love to see it. You love to freaking see it. Kyle Hamilton silencing the idiots already calling him a bust after 2 games. All right? Because let's be real. Kyle Hamilton has been bad. Okay? He has not. He's been way, way better than people make it out to be. Like, if you really have to say he was bad this season, you really have to cherry pick plays. And it's really easy to do that. It's very misleading. It's a very casual thing to do. We really don't like doing this. All right? So get out of here with that BS of, he had that one mistake against the Dolphins. Shut up. Bro, it's 2 games. He just finished his 3rd game. He's like 21. And you're calling him a bust. Get out of here. Like, fans are way too quick to give up on players. Way too quick. Same for Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen, I'm going to go to the linebacker group after that. Patrick Queen, he's like a lot of players. He's nearly the same age as a lot of players who are rookies this year. He's still very, very young, even entering year number 3. He's entering year number 3, and he's like 1 year older than Kyle Hamilton. And Kyle Hamilton's a rookie. So give it time. Give it time, please. It's so annoying to just hear all that bullshit of players being given up on because casual fans, like, piss off. So annoying. Linebacker group did okay, I guess. I mean, again, like I said, Patrick Queen had an okay game. He had a dropped interception that would have been a pick 6. But again, you know, like, you're going to point out this mistake. They scored the next play, but, well, all right. It's too bad, but again, he has to be the most overhated player on the Ravens. That's for sure. By the fan base, I'm talking. In general, it's Lamar still, but by the own fan base, it has to be Patrick Queen. Because people ignore everything good he does, but then are going to just explode when he does one mistake. And so far this year, I'm seeing an improvement in him. So it's really too bad. It's too bad, man. It's way too bad. But all right, man. Josh Bynes had a pick. I honestly think it did fine. The linebacker core. D-line. Honestly, we had Travis Jones back. Michael Peters got injured. It could be very, very severe. We still don't know the timeable by the time I'm recording of the injury. But we really benefited from Travis Jones making his NFL debut. You know? And I'd say, looking at film, he played pretty well. He has shown again potential in him being that guy. And, you know, the Patriots have had their little plays in the run. But again, it's been maybe like 3 plays where you had either Damien Harris or Ramondre Stevenson, a.k.a. Chief Keef 2.0, break out for big runs, but that's all right. Teams are going to have their plays. You really can't expect the defense to be perfect, and not allow big plays. So we're going to be fine that way. But yeah, honestly, and again, I'm overall a solid performance, a good performance by the team, a good win. This team has really had like one or two bad quarters this whole season. But Buffalo, they're gonna be a bit injury riddled, and now it's our chance next week. Josh Allen is coming to town, and we're gonna need to bring our A game. We're going to need to bring our A game against them on both sides of the ball. But that's going to be discussion for later. Hope you guys enjoy. Tell me guys what you think down below. See you guys in the next one. I'm going to try and get the preview out as soon as possible.